Have this poster that exposes every conspiracy theory on the planet. Today we will decode the truth of the infamous black plastic coffins designed for the end times. These black plastic coffins aren't just your regular black plastic coffins. These large caskets are actually designed for your remains. In 2010, the US government decided to purchase $1 billion worth of disposable containers. Actually, according to US patent number 5425163, it is called a cremation container. Obviously, mainstream media will deny this in every way. On this patent, it specifically states, and I quote, "coffins or funeral urns specially adapted to be cremated." Give me one reason why it would be necessary for the US to purchase $1 billion worth of disposable funeral urns.
And he says they're disposable coffins.
There are an infinite number of things you can buy with $1 billion. You could feed the homeless. You could donate to charity. Hell, you could even give it out for free. So why on God's green earth would they spend that money on coffins?
Remember the days when the stock exchange fell just like those alien spacecrafts flying over Roswell, and if you do not want to do a damn thing about it, then these secret societies will become nothing short of hostile. They want to take out most of humanity and let all the bodies pile in plastic coffins that shit you bet your bottom dollar that will be another cover-up. But if you really think I didn't give a fuck, then why would I tell you that money is your god and the Novus Ordo Seclorum means the order of the New World, or simply put the New World Order? But you don't listen. You'd rather get a tummy tuck or get stuck into a ran of alcohol, leaving you with a possible liver disease. And if more people listen, then that truly would put my mind at ease. So don't beg for your life, tell them to go away and never to return. Make them get on their own knees, and not for bowing down to the square at the Grand Lodge. And you bet your ass that is something that they cannot dodge. I will make them pay. I will inflict on them some serious mods like in a video game, and I ain't playing. I will literally make them cut their throats on a broken dodgy window frame, and I'm not at all doing this for the money or the fame. And if I didn't do this anymore, I'd completely lose my grip on reality and eventually turn insane. I have more than a brain, and I will use it to inflict on them all some real serious pain. I'm the real deal. I will leave them with cuts and bullet wounds that will not heal. And let's face it and be real, the company of Circle has no right to seal their fate in the hands of reality. But I bet you this, if they hear this, they will try and get back at me factually but not actually, without committing treason in the first degree, and make it look like I committed suicide. And let it be known that I want them suckers to inject themselves with the many vaccines they have brought out by now. So bitch, please open wide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, nothing I could have ever defied, and never once have I lied, if that's what you tried to imply. And all I want is all secret societies, SMD mystery religions to have eventually died, and make them all lose their sight, focus, and even their pride. I even sighed when you didn't take me seriously. But be honest, are you ever going to be real with me about the fact that 94% of the world has their eyes wide shut? And that's another deal to see. And all I want is to be where I want to be in life, and that's doing the noble, honorable thing, and never letting them win or go out on a whim and get them into hell for their great level of sin, and spin their chambers and make them play Russian roulette. And you can bet that I'm going to make it on to a set like the fake moon landing, and get all them suckers wet. And when they're injured, they'll take them to a vet and make them realize I am the most dangerous person that they had ever met, and they will now regret not letting them get away with it anymore. You let them get away with it for this long, but I'm just going to sit back and smoke my bong and continue to expose them all while you just sit at home masturbating to your anime without a care in the world. And you are like a baby, you honestly just want to cry and be held. And would you have yelled back at them if them took your dummy or pacifier? Now won't you admit that they are the only one true liar? I am the #1 person to get things done in Australia. I'm the implier, and I'm going to amputate their genitals with some kind of rusty pliers. So don't deny, I'm not a lover, I'm a fighter. So just try, brah. Living life in a nice car is a dream for many, but your head is empty. Remember, it's over 100 years now since 1920. You'll break you all in half like you're a cigarette filter, like Venti.
So speaking of the birth certificate becoming a banknote, a bond traded on the international stock market, when it was registered into international commerce, speaking of that, I was actually doing the ABCD instructions for the rescinding of informant signature on birth record. So as a parent, you can rescind your signature. It's your right. You just have to know how to do it. So speaking of doing that, as I was making those videos, I was like, hey, here's something cool that people would probably really appreciate. You see that right there? That right there. In green over here is the parent's name. It says, hereby stand as belligerent claimant upon these rights and others as required. What does that mean, right? You're in luck. Let me explain. Federal District Court Judge James Alger Fee. You see that? He made a ruling, and this is what it said. This ruling, the judge just instructed you on how to proceed. He said that rights are not accorded to the passive resistant. That means if you don't know your rights, if you don't stand up for your rights, you ain't got them. Rights are not available to the individual who is ignorant of his rights. You see, that's a judge telling you. Nor are rights available to a person who is indifferent, or in other words, a person who simply doesn't care. And further, Judge Fee has clearly informed you that your attorney, this is key, cannot truly represent you. Now, what does that mean? I'm going to explain it all, but let's continue. Judge Fee tells you that rights are only available to the belligerent claimant. There's that word, belligerent claimant in person. He further stated that to claim your rights in a court of this country, you must be willing to engage in sustained combat. That might be real confusing, right? I know it is. That's why we came, to be the damn change, to take things that are more complicated and to simplify them for my fellow man. So you can know, so you can stand up too. Let me explain what it means. Well, we'll start here. CJS, what's that? Corpus juris secundum, right? Attorney-client. This is why the attorney can never truly represent you. Nobody told you, when you sign over your power of attorney to an attorney, you give up your unalienable rights. So now, you don't know that the actual attorney is subject because he gave an oath. An attorney's first duty is to the courts, the public, not the client. So it means his first duty, his oath, is first to the bar and to the courts. The courts are commerce. He can't represent a living man because he has an oath first there. So when you sign over power of attorney, you fall under that. Now you've given up your unalienable rights and you're subject to what he's subject to. Only you can do this, and that is what a belligerent claimant is. It means you're willing to stand up for your right, take hits, and be the change you want to see. You can't be passive, you can't lay down, you can't remain silent, you have to be the change you want to see. That's why it says that you become the belligerent claimant claiming your rights. Be the salt, be the light, and be the change. State Nationals rock.